So today we will read the Avyakt Murli of 7th of March 1982. And the essence of the Murli is the benefits of slowing down the speed of thoughts. The benefits of slowing down the speed of thoughts. Very practical Murli, very down to earth, really for beginners actually. So today Bab Dada has come to meet his children who constantly remember the One, the capital O1. That is One Shiv Baba, the Supreme Soul. Those who belong to the One Father and none other. Those who stabilize in a constant and stable stage and are embodiments of remembrance. Yeah, this sentence may seem a little heavy for newcomers, but very simple. What Baba wants us to do is to remember the one God and no one else. We have to have the feeling that we belong to one God and no one else, that we are constantly and in a stable way, we are stabilized in Baba's remembrance, that it's just one Baba in our awareness. And that's what Baba calls us being embodiments of remembrance. Not just remembering something, but uska swaroop ban jana. And we become embodiments of remembrance. So Baba has specifically come to meet those children for whom it is just one Baba, one God, and nothing else and no one else. So again, that doesn't mean that we are not going to have anything to do with the world. Of course, we have all these connections. We are living in this world. We're not going to run away from the world and go into the jungles or live in a cave or high up in the mountains somewhere in isolation. No, what it means is that our dependency, our reliance, our source of everything is one Baba. So what happens is we go around seeking for happiness. We seek pleasure, we seek peace, we seek so many things from people around us. But this world that we see or we live in is so inadequate, if you will, in providing us with anything that we seek. So it can give us a little bit of peace, a little bit of happiness, but it will always fall short of fulfilling all our needs. Only one God will always be available and will always be able to provide all our needs. So that shift in reliance, if you will, shift in dependency from human beings, from this world to Shiv Baba. There's one Shiv Baba who is going to provide everything to me. That's what Baba is saying. Okay, Ji? So Bab Dada is seeing the elevated lines of every child's birth of dying alive. Now this is a deep point here. What does dying alive mean? That is, this is new birth. So we have died from the previous birth. That is, it's a total transformation. It's a 360-degree transformation. That is almost that we are unrecognizable now. That's how Baba wants us to change. Not just minute changes, little bit changes here and there, but a true change. And as if that we are reborn now into a new life with all the teachings that Baba is giving us. We are working towards all of those, we are learning them, we are becoming better human beings every day. So what is Baba seeing? Bab Dada is seeing the elevated lines of every child's birth of dying alive. So this new birth, and now normally when any child is born, then they check the lines of the hand, right? Or they try to create the horoscope for the child. So Baba is seeing our horoscope. Baba is seeing the lines on our hands. In today's world, people tell souls their fortune and the greatness of their virtues and their task by reading the lines on their palms. However, Bab Dada does not look at the lines on your palms. Baba is seeing the lines of the speed and stage of each of your children on your lips, eyes, and forehead. So he's looking at the forehead, he's looking at the eyes, he's looking at the lips. Yeah, how good is our fortune? Baba will be able to determine our fortune by just looking at these three things: the forehead, eyes, and the lips. So, usually, someone tries to recognize another person by his face because those people are body conscious, they check physical things. Bab Dada sees an embodiment of remembrance on the forehead. So Bab Dada sees something different. He's not going to see, how broad this forehead is, or is there a receding hairline or things like that. He's going to see. What is he going to see? How much we have become the embodiment of remembrance. Yeah, so how much we have become yad ke swaroop, okay, that we are in constant remembrance of Baba, that we are merged in his remembrance, that there is nothing else for us to do or to say or hear or be other than being merged in Baba's remembrance. So Bapdada sees an embodiment of remembrance on the forehead, the volcanic form in the eyes. Yeah, those people will see whether these eyes are light colored or dark colored, and blue, green, there are many different shades of these colors as well. So no, none of these things Baba is going to see. What is Baba going to see in the eyes? The volcanic form. Jwalamukhi Swarup. Now, what is this volcanic form? It is deep remembrance of Baba. That there is just one Baba, and we are merged in his remembrance. That nothing else matters in this moment. Just one Baba. That is called as a volcanic remembrance, or the volcanic form. And what is he seeing on the lips? The stage of being as loving and detached as a lotus in the smile on the face. So, what do we have to become? Like lotus flowers, loving and detached. So, when we are in that perfect balance of loving and detached, then there will always be smiling, because there'll be inner happiness, inner contentment. So that will show on our faces, show on our lips with the smile, a constant smile. So, forehead, he's going to see whether we are embodiments of remembrance or not. In the eyes, he's going to see the volcanic stage merged in Baba's remembrance. And then through the lips, he's going to see how much we are detached and loving, like a lotus flower. The lines on the forehead of those who are constant embodiments of remembrance will show that they have a very slow speed of thoughts. Yeah, for those people who think a lot, they start having frown lines like this. They'll constantly be in stress. But for those who have a slow speed of thoughts, those who have been able to master their mind, that they only think what is necessary, will not have those frown marks. So they won't have any type of burden. They won't be under pressure. They won't have any type of burden. They won't have any pressure, or they won't be under any pressure. One thought will not give birth to many thoughts in a minute. That's what happens, right? First, there is a weak thought or a wasteful thought, and that then ignites a whole slew of negative thoughts and or wasteful thoughts. So there won't be anything like this in the eyes, in the face, on the forehead of someone who has learned the art of slowing down his thoughts. So just as the physical illness of the body is examined by the pulse, so the lines on the forehead too are a sign of the speed of thoughts. If the speed of thoughts is very fast, if thoughts constantly arise one after another, then through the extremely fast speed of your thoughts, you're wasting the energy of your fortune. What is Baba saying? If the speed of thoughts is very fast, if thoughts constantly arise one after another, then through the extremely fast speed of your thoughts, you're wasting the energy of your fortune. It is just like how the power or energy of the body is wasted by someone who speaks too quickly or who is always talking. Yes, the mouth talking versus mind talking. Yeah. So sometimes the mouth could be silent, but the mind could be thinking a lot. Yeah, so even then, if although the vocal energy is not dissipated, this energy also gets wasted, the mental energy, and then we feel weak, we feel tired, right? So what do you tell someone who is constantly talking, who talks too much and too loudly? What do you say? Speak less and say it softly. Dheere bolo, kam bolo. In the same way, the speed of thoughts wastes spiritual energy. All of you children are experiencing this. What is the speed of thoughts when you have waste thoughts? And what is the speed of thoughts when you're churning knowledge? Lovely, isn't it? What is the speed of thoughts when you have waste thoughts? And what is the speed of thoughts when you're churning knowledge? So, what is Baba saying? A lot of energy is wasted by one, and energy is created by the other. So, when we have wasteful thoughts, then the energy gets wasted. And when we have thoughts about knowledge, when we churn, oh, what did Baba say today? Oh, what was that point? Oh, Baba in the Sakar Murli today talked about charging the battery. And that's how the soul gets pure. The soul doesn't get pure by taking a bath or taking a dip in the Ganges. Yeah, the purification of the soul happens through charging the battery by connecting with Baba. So how does that work? How can I charge my battery? If we keep thinking these kind of thoughts, then of course the thoughts will be in a much more controlled fashion. In fact, they'll be perfectly controlled. And energy will be created through them. You'll feel recharged, you'll feel full, you'll not feel tired after 1 or 2 hours of thinking those thoughts. So when the speed of waste thoughts is fast, you never experience yourself to be an embodiment of power. Just as when you have lost all your physical energy, you say that your head has become empty. In the same way, such a soul experiences himself to be empty of all attainments. See, we many times are empty, and that's why we have these waste thoughts. You see, if we are full, they say that empty vessels make the most noise, right? So you see, what happens is when we are empty, when we don't have attainments, then we make a lot of noise. And that lot of noise could be through the mouth, but it could also be a lot of noise in the mind. See, they say empty vessels make the most noise. So, when we are full, then we won't make that much of noise either through the mouth or through the mind. But now this very interesting thing to understand, that when we think too many thoughts, then we become empty. So we start with emptiness. Because of that, we create lots of thoughts, lot of noise, and then we become emptier. So the next day, we start the day more empty than we were yesterday, the previous day. And so now we will create even more negative or wasteful thoughts. And then we'll become further emptier. You see, so this is the vicious cycle that gets created. So we have to break that at some point. And how do we break that? We connect to Baba. Allow Baba's energy to fill us up. As we get full with Baba's energy, then we will create less negative thoughts. And so we will also not drain our energy. ठीक है? So to increase your physical energy, you're given an injection or a bottle of glucose. In the same way, a soul who is weak in spirituality has to follow this method of effort making in his awareness. So what is that bottle of glucose injection for the soul? And the soul has to create the awareness. I am a master almighty authority, one with all powers. I am a master almighty authority, one with all powers. What points did Bab Dada relate in the Murli today? See, think about those points. What is the break for waste thoughts? And what is the break? To try to put a full stop. All these methods are ways of injecting yourself with the bottle of glucose. With this injection of the right method of effort, you become powerful for some time. Or you give yourself glucose through special programs of remembrance or through special gatherings or company. That's why we have these different opportunities throughout the day for people to join online or even come physically. That's why I inspire people to come physically. Get yourself out of the house, come to the meditation center. And when you are in the company of other people, when you are in a space that is created for meditation, where meditation happens on a regular basis, then you will get the help that you are hoping to get. Yes, so, or you give yourself, what Baba is saying, you give yourself glucose through special programs of remembrance or through special gatherings or company. And that's why I always tell people that you have to make sure that you are constantly surrounded by people who are meditating, who are part of the Brahma Kumaris, for example. When we go out for parties and other social obligations, then those people, many people out there, are in very negative mindsets and negative states in general. So when we are in their company, then we also become negative. Their negativity rubs off onto us. We become emptier. So, soak yourself in meditation, soak yourself in the company of other meditators. However, someone who has the habit of thinking too fast will experience himself to be powerful for a short time by filling himself with that power, but will then become weak again. This is why seeing the result from the lines on your forehead, Bap Dada is once again reminding you, children of the Srimad. Don't allow the speed of your thoughts to become too fast. Don't allow the speed of your thoughts to become too fast. Instead of 10 words, speak only 2 words. Let those 2 words be powerful enough to carry out the work of 100 words. Similarly, this applies to the speed of thoughts. Only have thoughts that are necessary. Thought is the seed that should be filled with the fruit of success. Thought is the seed that should be filled with the fruit of success. And in any case, fewer thoughts would mean that each thought would be more powerful. When you have too many thoughts, then all your energy gets distributed in those thoughts. And one thought is going this side, the other thought is going that side. Yes, so then, we end up having no energy, if you will, to do anything productive. So thought is the seed that should be filled with the fruit of success. Do not let it be an empty seed that doesn't bear any fruit. This is known as constantly having powerful thoughts and not having wasteful thoughts. The number of powerful thoughts will automatically reduce, while the number of waste thoughts would increase, and there would be no attainment. Consider waste thoughts to be like a bamboo jungle. One automatically grows from another, and they rub against one another and catch fire. And then they burn themselves in the fire that they create. Wow, what a lovely example Baba is giving of a bamboo jungle. Yeah, they grow automatically, very quickly, and then they rub against each other because of the friction, they catch fire, and then they burn themselves. Yeah, that's what happens, these thoughts. And because we have created those thoughts, we burn inside, for no reason. We suffer for no reason because of the thoughts that we create. So it then becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy for us. Yeah, so in the same way, one wasteful thought rubs against another wasteful thought and creates a fire of one vice or another and causes you distress. Therefore, slow the speed of your thoughts. Therefore, slow down the speed of your thoughts. Okay? So it's imperative, actually, that we work diligently on trying to reduce the speed of our thoughts. Okay? So, whether you call it the treasure or the special energy of this birth in which you have died alive. Again, died alive would mean that we have gotten rid of our previous life. So, all our habits, our mindsets, our ways of thinking, all of those things are gone. Our biases, our prejudices, all gone. What do we have now? The new self, the new version of ourselves. That's what they say, that when the new year comes. In few years back, this was something that people came up with. Instead of saying happy new year, they would say happy new you. So new you. And in the Western philosophy, or no, Western mythology, they talk about the bird phoenix, the phoenix bird. And what happens is, it's a mythological bird. So the phoenix bird burns itself to ashes, and from the ashes, a new bird emerges. Now, what does this mean? That our old versions have to die. Only then our new, better versions can be created. So, whether you call it the treasure or the special energy of this birth in which you have died alive, this is what your thoughts are. The basis of dying alive is pure thoughts. I'm not a body, but a soul. So, I'm not a body, but a soul. This thought changed you from a shell into a diamond. I am a child of the Father from the previous cycle. I am an heir. That's a child of the Father, capital F Father, Shiv Baba. I am an heir, I have all rights. This thought made you into a master almighty authority, one with all powers. So this is your treasure, this is your energy, and these are your thoughts. How do you use your special treasures? Recognize the treasures and the energy of your thoughts and use them accordingly. For only then will all thoughts become practical and you'll become an embodiment of total success. So, what is Baba trying to make us recognize? To be aware of the energy, the treasures of our thoughts. So, thoughts, each thought is a drop of energy. And so, think of it, how many thoughts we create through the day. And so, that much, think of them as gold coins. So, our thoughts are treasures. So our mind is like a mine of treasures. So we have to be careful with the thoughts that we create, because each thought is going to either create energy for us or drain our energy. Yes, so do you feel inspired now, everyone, to not think negative thoughts? So good. So Baba is saying, recognize the treasures and the energy of your thoughts and use them accordingly, for only then will all thoughts become practical and you will become an embodiment of total success. So let's say, for example, you want your spouse to start listening to you. Let's say, just an example. Your spouse doesn't listen to you. Now, whenever the spouse doesn't listen to you, you feel like a total failure inside, right? So let's say you, instead of wasting your thoughts, now you start conserving your thoughts. You start creating only positive thoughts. Now these thoughts will bring fruition to you. You will find that your spouse will start listening to you. Yeah, over time your spouse will listen to you more and more and more. So then what will happen? You'll become an embodiment of total success. So in other words, the thoughts will become practical. Yes, what you desire. And again, it won't be desire for yourself. It's not that, all right, now my spouse should come and massage my feet. No, not that way. If let's say you're telling the spouse something important, or someone else at work, or maybe your children, you're trying to explain to them, children, don't behave like this. Go study. Don't watch television. Don't play with the video game whole day. And they're not listening to you. But as you conserve your energy, the energy of your thoughts, you'll find that when you speak, they will start listening to you. So your thoughts will turn into a practical manifestation of what you want them to do. Okay, Ji? So do you understand what lines the Father looked at today? Think less, that is, have thoughts that take a practical form. Think less, that is, have thoughts that take a practical form. Those who have such lines will constantly be emperors of the land without sorrow. In Hindi, it sounds even better, Begum Purke Basha, that there is no gum, Begum, right? So those who have, control over their mind will never be sad. You see, where is sadness? Why is there sadness? The sadness is not because of the other person. The sadness is because we have no control over our own minds. We create sadness here. Nobody else creates sadness for us. So if we are able to control our minds, our thoughts, then we will have no sorrow whatsoever. We'll become emperors of the land without sorrow. Constantly speak elevated words through your lips. So elevated thoughts, good thoughts, positive thoughts, auspicious thoughts, benevolent thoughts, respectful thoughts for others. Then the second step would be that we speak only meaningful words. You see, words which are elevated, which bring happiness to other people's lives. So elevated words are very few and can be counted, just as great souls are very few and souls are many, and the Supreme Soul is just one. Therefore, don't waste either type of energy, thoughts or words. A Mahavir or Maharati is one. Now Baba is using these words. Baba uses these very frequently. Mahavir, one who is extremely courageous. And Maharati is one who is, of course, courageous and is ready to fight. Fight with whom? Whom do we have to fight with? Whom are we in battle with? Yeah, our own thoughts. So a Mahavir or Maharati is one who speaks elevated words, one whose intellect has thoughts that take a practical form. This is the sign of a Mahavir and a Maharati. Become such a Maharati that anyone who comes in front of you wants you, a great soul, to speak words of blessings for him or to have elevated thoughts for him. Yeah, they will want us to speak some few words which are, elevated so that they can feel good. It will be like blessing for them. So words of blessings are always few. So you are Maharati, Mahavir, deity souls. Who are you? Who are you? See, this is a very loaded question, and it changes with time, as you go deeper into spirituality. Yeah, it has new meanings every day. And that's why listening to Murli every day is important, especially in the mornings, because then you get all these different who am I's, for us to work on, for you to work on. So you are Maharati, Mahavir, deity souls. Souls who are worthy of being worshipped by the devotees. Constantly have thoughts and words that are filled with blessings. Yeah, so Baba first stabilizes us in self-respect, elevated respect, and then he tells us what the expectations are of that stage. You see, so the self-respect point that I am a Maharati, I am a Mahavir soul. I'm not an ordinary soul. So one is I'm a soul. You see, when you did the basic foundation course, you were taught that you're not a body, you're a soul. And then the next step is what kind of soul you are. I'm a peaceful, loving, happy, all those 7 qualities, right? And now you go to the next level, that you're actually a Maruti soul, not just a peaceful soul. You're super peaceful, not just a powerful soul. You're master almighty authority kind of a soul. That powerful, that courageous. Yeah, so you're that kind of, amazing soul who can transform everything that comes in front of you. Yeah, so that's what Baba is now reminding us. You're a Maruti, Mahavir, deity soul, souls who are worthy of being worshipped by the devotees. Why would anybody worship you? Yeah, when you can do something, no? You can do some magic, for example, right? And what kind of magic? First magic is to transform ourselves, become better human beings. And then the magic of bringing peace and happiness into the lives of others. Yes, so constantly have thoughts and words that are filled with blessings. Speak words that are filled with nectar, not ordinary words. Speak words that are filled with nectar, not ordinary words. Acha. So then the salutations to those who make themselves and others cool with their elevated thoughts. See, elevated thoughts are not hot thoughts, they're cool thoughts. They're not those excited thoughts. So we feel cool and we allow others to feel the coolness that they are hoping to get as well. Yeah, so when somebody's on fire, they want cold water, yeah, to be poured on them. So here too, see, thoughts, when we create these elevated thoughts, thoughts that are elevated, bring coolness to the self and coolness to others. To those who constantly speak words filled with blessings. To those who constantly speak words filled with blessings. To those who have elevated lines of fortune. Yes, our horoscope is the best. We don't have to go to any astrologer, to any fortune teller. Yes, Baba is there. He's looking at our fortune. In fact, he has created our fortune. Yes, we are creating our fortune, but Baba is creating our fortune too. To the constantly elevated souls, great souls, deity souls, worthy of worship souls, Bab Dada's love, remembrance, and namaste. See, God is saluting us. God is saying namaste to us. He's sending love and remembrance to us. So, what do? We in return say the same thing to Him. Do you have this overwhelming feeling of, wow, thank you, Baba, gratitude for Baba? Baba, such an amazing Murli that now I have learned at least the method. Of course, we have to put it into practice, how to control the speed of our thoughts. Simply the shift from these wasteful thoughts to thoughts of knowledge are going to make the mind work in a controlled fashion. And that controlled fashion is going to create all the necessary energy for us to be able to bring all things into fruition. Whatever we want, we will have the success of being able to achieve that. Yes? Okay. So then there is a little more. All of you are serviceable jewels. See, again, another new who am I. So who are you? Serviceable jewels who are constantly loving, cooperative, and constant servers of Bapdada. Are you not? Constantly loving, cooperative, and constant servers of Bapdada. See, we can't say, oh, today I'm not feeling good. Today I have other things to take care of. No, we are here to serve the world. And when we serve God, you see, we are serving others, that is God's task. We are helping Him serve the world. So we will be rewarded handsomely. Yes, so therefore, each of you jewels is so invaluable that you're worthy of being placed in the showcase of the world. Therefore, each of your jewels is so invaluable that you're worthy of being placed in the showcase of the world. Yeah, again, another who am I? I'm such a jewel, such an invaluable jewel, that I'm worthy of being placed in the showcase of the world. Bab Dada knows that you have come to belong to the Father after having climbed over very many high walls of different kinds. You climbed over the walls of religion, customs, and systems. You climbed so many walls. However, because of the cooperation received from the Father, you crossed all of those walls as if you were just taking a step. Nothing was difficult. It felt so easy that you understood that you belong to the Father for all time. If you didn't all belong to the Father, how good so many centers have been opened abroad. All of you have gone to your own places for the sake of service. The Father came and made you belong to Him. So what do you think now? You're residents of Madhuban, are you not? All of you vote for Madhuban. Do you think that you're residents of Madhuban who have first gone on service? You have gone to the different places just as the children of Bharat went to different places. Each child has a different part to play in service. You became instruments for service easily in order to wake up your equals. Babdada is very pleased to see the variety of flowers from the various places. So when you go to Mount Abu, then souls from all over the world, students from all over the world come there, and you will see some people from Europe, Netherlands, Denmark, and even from some of these Baltic countries, and you see people from all over the world. And so when they go back, these souls go back, because we don't know Danish language, we don't know Finnish language, so they will go there and spread Baba's knowledge to them. Yes. So what is Baba saying here? You become instrument for service easily in order to wake up your equals. Babdada is very pleased to see the variety of flowers from the various places. Have you ever seen a tree that has such a variety of flowers? This one tree that has so many different types of roses, different types of flowers, is always an embodiment of success. And why is that? You are souls who have been blessed by Babdada. Always remember three expressions. First is always maintain a balance. Yeah. Second is always remain blissful. And the third is give blessings to everyone. Kanishta likes to say these three words all the time, right? In Murli's. So balance, blissful, blessings. Yeah. So you give blessings and you receive blessings when you are able to maintain a balance. You see? Because when you are able to maintain a balance, then you're blissful, you're happy. Yeah, you're not sad. And so you're able to give blessings to others, and you are able to receive blessings from others as well. People will say, oh, you helped us so much. Yeah, because of you, I felt so good. So, right? So let there always be a balance between self-service and service of others. So many talents are shown through a balance. Yeah, people in the world show all these tricks, balancing on the bicycle, balancing on, I don't know, different things. So many talents are shown through a balance. You'll also become 16 celestial degrees complete by maintaining the balance of your intellect. Every act you perform will become an art. Your way of seeing will become an art because you listen to and see everything as a soul. In the same way, let your way of speaking, your way of walking, etc., all be an art. Yeah, so let there be grace in whatever you're doing. However, the basis of all of this is the balance of your intellect. To remain constantly blissful means to be an embodiment of bliss. The children of the ocean of bliss are embodiments of constant bliss. Acha, now we shall continue to meet. The confluence age is the meeting, that is Mela, so we shall continue to meet. It is impossible for there to be a day or a second when the father and the children do not meet. This is your experience, is it not? You're always combined with the Father, are you not? No one has the courage to separate you from the combined form. No one has the strength to do this. Acha. Om Shanti. Yes, no one has the strength, no one has the courage to separate us from Baba. Okay, Ji. Om Shanti.